Well, if you go back to the starting from nothing slide that I had given you.
Right there.
No, so
this one?
We're going to go, I'll talk about if you start with nothing. So Alberta could technically leave the Canada Pension Plan tomorrow. We are not going to get a number from the federal government easy. So they're going to want to drag their heels. They're going to want to delay as much and as long as they can. Because again, they don't want to deal with this issue. They don't want to acknowledge the fact that this could happen, let alone will happen, hopefully. If we left tomorrow, that's a savings of $3 to $5 billion each and every year that Alberta would keep in its own pocket. So that at a 6% rate of return, let's say in 30 years from now, because nobody is going to argue that our demographics, the economy, all these things for the foreseeable future in Alberta is going to change. And the demographics, at least 3 decades. So what would that look like in 30 years? Well, that's $237 billion, starting with nothing. Now, we are entitled to something from the Canada Pension Plan, right? And let's say the Canada Pension Plan said, hey, you know what? We're going to give you $120 billion. Go away. That's the low end. So if you looked at anything that Trevor Tome has been saying, he said, on the low end, probably 120 to 150 billion. So if you're looking at this slide here, that's the number I went with. I said, look, what if we were to receive $120 billion from the federal government, from the CPPIB, and we invested that, and we only have 2.25 million members, right? And right off the bat, we would all be twice as rich, because that's $53,000 per member. And that's just simple math. Take your, 120 billion divided by 2.25 million, and that's the number you get. So the Canada Pension Plan, as of today, after all of those years of the money's been invested, each Canadian is worth $28,000. If Albertans were to leave tomorrow with $120 billion, with the number of contributors we have, each contributor is worth $53,000. So we're already twice as rich.
Amazing.
Investing that money, let's say nothing changed. This money it continually invested. It earned 6% per year, which is what the chief actuarial report suggested for the Canada Pension Plan, which is why I used it. In 10 years, that's 113,000. 20 years, that's 220. In 30 years, each member would be worth $412,000. Now, this would mean making 0 changes to the Canada Pension Plan. We would pay the same contribution rate. It wouldn't go up. It wouldn't go down for the next 30 years. Same benefits, same everything. But the reality is we are now fully funding, getting closer to a fully funded pension plan.
Amazing.
So our younger generations in particular have far greater financial security in this than they would a Canada Pension Plan.